Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Core Class Optimus Prime. Now, I have already reviewed the bigger Kingdom Optimus Prime, which is pretty much just a re-release of the Earthrise Optimus Prime figure. But well, this is the Optimus Prime that was released specifically for Kingdom. And we can see he's just a little guy. And well, looking at the box, unlike the Legacy Core figures, which I have reviewed, or specifically Hot Rod and Iguanus, and who I'm going to be reviewing next, Skywarp, the Kingdom Core figures were released on blister packaging. And thankfully, unlike Aimless, I did a much better job opening the box. Although, you can see, I did cut through the blister. Yeah, I'm not really used to opening blister packaging, so... But still, looking at the actual box, we can pretty much just see Prime here. Pretty much just reusing the artwork from the leader box. We can see his name, both English and Cybertronian. You can see that. The back, we have him in both modes. Shows how many steps it takes. He's a core class, and fortunately there's no side artwork like the bigger boxes, so that's pretty much all there is to show. And while getting onto the actual figure, yeah, this is pretty much just a small Optimus Prime. And we have had a few legend-sized Optimus Primes in the past. I think the best one that we've had is the Reveal the Shield one, but this take is actually pretty decent in my opinion. So yeah, like having a 360 of this. Yeah, it is missing some details. For example, like the side lining here, the windows, like the gas bits, like the little gas tank is just molded on, but it is a legend-sized figure, so those can be excused. But the front detailing is actually really good. I mean, seriously, like it's well molded, it's quite well detailed. And if you can see that, like, this is the hinge for this section, for the transformation. They actually molded a bit, so it continues the grille detailing, which I think is amazing. The underneath, which, well, we do have a flight stand, so if you want to get a flying truck, I guess. And thankfully, unlike the Siege version, this one actually does work. So I guess that's 1 point over the Siege version. Okay, I'm just joking there. But yeah, this is quite a small figure, so I can't just ramble about like I normally do with the bigger figures. So let's just get onto the accessory. And of course we got Prime's standard gun. And it's can go on a couple ways. Like, just gonna clip onto the side here. Oops. I'm not really sure the best way to do it. Like, it does show that it can clip onto the side in the instructions, but normally over the instructions, they can be a bit confusing. Oh, I think that's how you do it. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. So I'm pretty sure that's how you do it, but so it kind of sort of clip onto the side. I think that looks a bit weird. But hey, it is an option. And of course, if you want, you can just put on a blast effect. Well, suppose this is a bit of a big blast effect, so if we just put in a smaller one. So finally, one of Aimless's blast effects can come in handy. But my preferred method is to do what the Classics Deluxe figure did and just put it on the truck bed. This guy does have a trailer, so that's what the truck hitch is for. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the truck mode. Well, for comparison, here he is with the bigger Kingdom figure, or the Earthrise figure, if you will. I just call it the Kingdom figure because this is the version that I have. And you can see all the differences and the similarities, because they did model the core figure off this figure. Because you can definitely see some similarities. For example, there's a bit of detailing here on the top of the grills from this figure. We'll focus. Oops. I'm just going to remove this gun so it's a bit easier to do the comparison. Just don't remove it the way I did, because you'll accidentally split it a bit. There we go, it's fine. But yeah, this bit's pretty much the same. Got the little, I guess the side flap thing from the hitch. Like the little trailer hitch. Even if it is in a different spot on the core figure. I guess like the little gas tanks, I'm not sure, probably. Side detailing. So yeah. That's pretty much it for the vehicle mode, and I'll just transform the leader figure off camera. Okay, there we go. So we'll show in the comparison later on. But well, to get this guy transformed, of course it's a core figure, so it's very simple. So I'll just get the legs down slightly, try and get the arms out, and of course they transform just like how you'd expect from a G1 Prime. And in fact, if you want to sort of do a fan mode here, what you can do is just get the arms out, get the head out, so just flip this flap here, get the head up, get the arms out, and then just plug the gun into the side, and now you can replicate that Scout class Cyberverse Prime figure. Because if you remember that, like, Cyberverse Scout class Prime figure did have an alt mode, but it was pretty much just like a half transformed robot. So you can replicate that with this figure, which is hilarious. But yeah. But now that we've pretty much got all that, let's just get back to the stage where I put the arms out. I know I can just transform the figure from that fan mode, but I want to do this authentically. So yeah, just get the arms out. Get the front wheels out. Get the wheels down. And the torso transforms in a way very similar to Classics Optimus Prime. You see? Like, this stays in place, but this turns around. Yeah, that's very similar to Classics Optimus. But we just split the legs. Get the hands out. There we go. And then, as I showed, just flip that back. And with your fingernail, get the head out. And here we have Core Class Prime in robot mode. And yeah, this is quite a simple but really nice looking figure. I mean, just having a 360. I mean, sure, do some back kibble there with like the wheels, but come on, his father had that too, remember? And it was even worse in that figure because it looked like he had entire butt cheeks. Yeah, sorry for that description, but that's what it looked like to me. So, at least with this figure, it's just like, I don't know, it's not as bad in my opinion. Looking at the head, well, we can see that my phone's not focusing. There we go, just did the autofocus. But we can see that they did what the Earthrise figure did and just not color the insides of the eyes. Now with my Earthrise figure, if I can just get that out, I swapped it with the Siege heads. Autofocus again. So it does have the silver bit there. But initially, out of the box, it's just like the core figure. So, yeah, that bit's blue. But I did swap it with the Siege head. But yeah, it's still a really nice Prime head, in my opinion. And while just giving him his gun, of course, I can just go into his hand. And of course, we can just fire. I'll just give him Aimless's blast effect because it's the smallest one I have, aside from the little blast effect from Fangtron from the Nemesis Prime spoiler pack, which is more of... well, there's more goes on like the actual figures, whereas this doesn't really have any of the little ports on him. Yeah, I don't see any. In fact, this guy doesn't even have the ports for the laser feet, which is... it's unfortunate, but it's understandable, given this figure's size. And in fact, this figure's gun even has a bigger ports. So if you want, you can sort of give this to bigger figures. Sure, it'll look tiny, but who knows? Maybe this is like a Super Soaker, but for like Energon or something. I don't know. It's like a little Nerf gun, but for Transformers. I don't know. Probably work well for figures like Bug Bite or something. It's like legend-sized Transformers, but they have like the 5mm hands. And well, going in for the comparison, finally, here he is with what I'm going to call his father, and we can see quite the size difference. I mean, seriously, this guy comes up to around like here. You can still see like all of the similarities. For example, like the little leg flaps, the thing here on the chest. Yeah, pretty much the same details. And well, for this guy's articulation, well, his head can move. Of course, 360. You can actually look up, although you have to break his neck to do that, and can look down into himself. His arms can, of course, move. And, of course, he can T-pose. He's got elbows, which can, of course, swivel. Well, his hands can't rotate, they can go in. So if you want to do, like, an accessory, if you want to, like, I guess make a 3D print one, you could. there's no waist articulation, but there is, I guess, torso articulation. Just make sure that doesn't get in the way. Yeah, make sure that back flap doesn't get in the way. He can kick forward, he can kick back. He can do the splits, although there's no ankle pivot, unfortunately. He's got knees, which he's over here and here. And thanks to the transformation, he's got an ab crunch here. So I guess if you want to have him so he's like sitting, you can. And let's just give him his gun again. That's pretty much it for the transformation. That's pretty much it for the robot mode. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say. So, complaints? Well, not really much. Most of them are actually just nitpicks, and even then, they're justified because of the figure's size. For example, nitpicks include this guy doesn't have an ankle pivot, there's no ports underneath the feet. And well, of course, he doesn't have them because he's a legend-sized figure. The budget wouldn't... I'm pretty sure he doesn't have them because of the budget. So those are understandable. So, I wish he had them? Yeah. Am I upset that he doesn't have them? Not really. I do have a Prime that still has these ports in the ankle articulation, so it's not a huge loss. But well, do I recommend this figure? I can't speak. If you're a fan of Kingdom, or if you collect legend-sized figures, then yeah. Like, this is a really fun novelty figure, in my opinion. But, well, if you just, like... If you like to buy figures based on, like, how they look and play, then that's more your decision, because, well... He is fun, but... Well, there's more fun core figures out there. For example, Iguanus. And there's even core figures in Kingdom that I don't have yet, such as Rat Trap. And, well, I usually don't collect the Beast Wars figures in the Kingdom. Part of me does want to get Rat Trap because people have been praising him. So yeah, I do recommend this guy, but if you don't really want to get him, then sure. That does sort of contradict what I'm saying, but I just really want to... It's just because I'm not good at reviewing figures. I just do it because it's fun. Get this figure if you really want him, but I quite like this guy. There we go. Well, this has been my review on Kingdom Core Class Optimus Prime, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.